Hello everybody, it's KhalifPVP bringing another For Honor video. This time we're going to talk about the brand new releases that came out on April 6th. This update brought a ton of changes to For Honor, and I'm here to talk about all the changes that they did to the Berserker class. So the Berserker class previously, it was really hard to pull off, especially in high level play. It was probably one of the hardest class to really master. So with this changes, they kind of, I would say, lowered the skill floor a little bit, the skill ceiling and the skill floor, I guess, a little bit to be more in line with other classes. So the first one that they did was the super armor. For those of you that don't know, Berserker had a trait for the super armor, which after his 4th consecutive attack, he would get the super armor, which makes his attacks uninterruptible. Not unblockable, but uninterruptible. You see it with the screen with that white flash that you get. Essentially, if you get hit during normal animation of attacks, you'll get kind of interrupted. But with super armor, that does not happen. Previously, as I mentioned, it was after the 4th hit, which made it really hard to pull off in high level play, because you're really not going to be able to get 4 hits on a opponent that really knows that it's coming, right? Unless you do some fancy gimmicks. But generally speaking, you are not really able to get to that 4th hit. You'd be lucky if you can get to even 2 hits. What they did with this update is they made the super armor apply after the 2nd hit. And later hits as possible. So essentially, instead of 4, it's now reduced down to the 2nd. So the next thing they kind of nerfed into this buff is the fact that you no longer get a stamina cost reduction. Previously, once you got that stamina cost, you were able to pretty much go through your chain pretty near infinitely, really. But now you gotta be mindful of your stamina, and I think it's a fair exchange for what we're getting out of it. The next one I really like, it's also a buff to your chain. It is essentially Berserker no longer requires the preceding attack to hit before it counts towards your chain armor pull. So what before you had to either have it blocked or hit for it to count towards your chain, but now even if your opponent's, let's say, too far away and your attack misses, you can still kind of combo that into your light attack or heavy attack, and you'll still get the super armor. Next up is a small buff. It is a reduction in our transition from deflect to guard break. Our trait is anytime you deflect, you guard break. It was previously 700 milliseconds. It is now 500 milliseconds. And the reason this was really needed was some classes like the Valkyrie and the Peacekeeper, who attack really fast, they were able to, even if they get parried, they were able to attack you out of the guard break because their attack speed was too fast. And finally, something very minor, light attacks out of guard mode, they have the same recovery as your guard ones. Previously it was 900 milliseconds, they reduced it down to 700, which brings it aligned with what you would get in guard mode. So folks, that pretty much wraps up all the updates for the Berserker. Stay tuned for updates for the Warlord as well as the Kensei, couple classes that I play. If you like the video, please do like and subscribe. Until next time, is KhalifPVP.